Here we go. I settled into bed, eager to get started with my new reading material, but Maya was sitting at her desk, carving a pencil idly into the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes, she released a long, drawn-out sigh as the lead of the pencil whined against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? Oh, Mai has gotten a costume change. She is now wearing a tank top that says Asagao Stingers with a volleyball on it. She let out another dreary sigh. I hope Jared notices me this year. Oh man. Does Jared know you like him? Mai whirled around in feigned shock.
What?
I don't like Jared. Oh. I closed my book and set it aside, deciding to play along. Well, have you at least tried talking to him? No. I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? You can hear the pain in my voice. She bobbed her head from side to side, considering this like it never crossed her mind before. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Satisfied, I picked my book back up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hana?
What?
Huh? Me? No, never.
Really?
Really? Never? Never. I bet you 10,000 yen that you meet a totally cute boy here and fall in love by the end of the school year. You're crazy. I buried my face in the textbook, barring Mai from further discussion. Fall in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I woke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat. Mai was already up, shuffling through her school bag with an enigmatic grin. The first day of school. Hana, you're finally awake. Her voice sliced through the air like a knife. I winced. She was definitely a morning person. It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I feel like eventually Maya's voice is gonna just turn to Squidward. What do you mean? Is something special happening today? Something strange. Always. Wow, yeah, no, that's really turning into Squidward. Something strange always happens the first day of school, especially to someone like you. She winked.
What?
Someone like me?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean. She smiled and started messing with piles of paper on her desk. Shaking my head, I got out of bed and pulled my uniform out of my closet. My palms sweat as I hold the gold vest and blue jacket. Was it really possible for things to be different here than they were at home? What if the problem wasn't actually the school? I shook the thoughts from my head and changed into my uniform. Oh. What is it?
Aww.
You look so cute.
Really?
Really? Heat crept up my neck.
Yeah.
Yes, completely. Your hair matches your uniform so well. You look like a flower blooming straight out of the ground. Thank you. Water stung the back of my eyes. The back of your eyes? I turned to start packing my backpack. Why was I getting so worked up? about something as little as this. I must have gotten less sleep last night than I thought. Or you're gay. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy. How dumb was that? I started crying at the first sign of someone being nice to me. Oh, too real. The new Isekai Squilliam reincarnated as an average girl. I took a deep breath to steady my nerves. What an oddly menacing laugh. Thud. All the air left my lungs as something like horsehooves slammed against my back. Irk! You'll do just it was my Jesus Christ. You'll do just fine. Don't worry. This is gonna be awesome. I stiffly peered over my shoulder. That was you?
What?
Huh? Mai stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow, she had the strength of a bodybuilder. Nothing. I was just about to zip my bag up when I spotted the book Satch gave me lying on the nightstand. The Princess Betrothed. He said if I ever needed to be transported somewhere far away, I could take it with me. I was pretty good so far. Maybe it would be smart to bring it along, just in case I had no one to talk to in between class periods. Would I need it for my first day of class? Take it or leave it behind. Next choice, guys. Come on. Do we take the book and go to another world, or do we leave it behind because we don't need that? We don't need things to help us along with our life. Come on, chop chop. We gotta decide. Leave it? Okay. We don't need a book. ... No, today would be a great day. I couldn't give up before I couldn't give up before I even started. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Stick with me and you'll be fine. Mai opened the door and together we slipped into the hallway, merging into a steady flow of chittering girls and fruit-flavored perfume. Oh, the black-haired girl Mimi is back. Oh, hi, Mai. I did not know you lived on the same floor. No way, really? That's so awesome. How could... Now we'll be able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and... The river of girls shifted as we headed down the stairs. Suddenly I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know.
What a jerk.
Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be. My exclamations faded into a buzz of voices in the air. Oh no. What would I do if we got separated? Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai, but I couldn't find her. Everyone was dressed the same, in the same Asagao uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart, and being short really didn't help the situation. As we turned the last corner down the stairwell, I saw a flash of red hair a little ways in front of me. Mai? I reached between the two girls and tapped her on the shoulder. Oh, it's a new red-headed girl. She has short hair. Okay, I'm out of girl voices. Who are you? The girl's eyes flashed, almost like an electricity shot through them. A jolt of electricity shot through them. I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. She said nothing and turned away. Before I knew it, but we're outside now. I stood outside Primrose House watching the flow of girls disperse across campus. Gift sub from Shamstream, nice. Mai was nowhere to be seen. I couldn't even hear her chirpy voice. Oh man. I took a deep breath, biting my lip. This wasn't a big deal. I could go to class alone. ... But I didn't even know where the building was. I reached in my backpack and dragged out my class schedule. Homeroom. 206 Poppy Hall. Which one is Poppy Hall again? Weren't the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked a direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late to the first day of class. As a third year, where no one knew me, all of the people staring...
Hey!
Oh, new person. I think that voice clip was JonTron.
Hey, you okay? You look a little lost.
Someone called out to me, and I turned around, almost jumping for joy. Yeah, there we go. When I froze. A Normal Boots jacket. He was part of the Normal Boots Club. Hydrate. Okay, will do. I could practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If this was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make a good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must be JonTron. Yes. I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is.
You a freshman? No problem. My class is Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
Really?
Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Was this really happening? He began walking towards a large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms up and down like he was in some kind of show tune. I fell into step beside him. Wow, Moonwatcher, I can't believe that people actually remember that. Why does it sound like Dean Bristow Eggman? I may have worked out this voice by screaming lines from Sonic Adventure. I didn't notice it when Mai pointed him out yesterday, but JonTron had big brown eyes and a warm-looking face. He was basically a human puppy. I glanced up at him out of the corner of my eye. A bird! A bird on his shoulder! Birds always make me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they could poke out someone's eyes.
Is something wrong? Why did you stop?
No, nothing's wrong. He followed my gaze to the bird on his shoulder.
Hey. Oh, this is Jux. Isn't he cute?
Nice to meet you, said Jux. Wait, no, he has a robot voice, doesn't he? I don't know how to do that. Nice to meet. Nope, that didn't work out. Try and do that thing where you like suck in the air and it sounds robotic. Uh-oh, guys, we hit a snag. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I don't have Microsoft Sam at the ready. It spoke.
Yeah.
He put his hand on his shoulders. Jacques jumped into his palm. Jacques is a robot.
Jux is a robot bird, see? No way, I can't believe this.
Hello, said Jacques. I don't know how to this isn't working out. Wait. Jacques' eyes gleam as a dangerous red as he spoke, but nothing else suggested he wasn't a normal bird. In fact, if I hadn't known better, I would have said the red eyes were painted on. That's amazing! Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. Oh yeah, also Jacques has a little Normal Boots jacket, so that's pretty cute. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was. What are you looking at? Said Jacques.
What?
Nothing, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, jocks can be a little sassy,
said JonTron. Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I don't forget to feed you. This was the wrong room.
Jocks, that was one time.
I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of this empty world, loveless and afraid.
Ignore him. I'll be bringing him with me to drama club, and he's taken a little too well to it.
I see how it is. Shut me up like I have nothing to add to the conversation. Jocks retook his place on John's shoulder, this time facing away from us as if miffed. We resumed our walk towards Poppy Hall.
I'm JonTron, by the way. Call me John.
Hana, nice to meet you.
Hana.
The remix is it's a background remix of Pro Jared's theme, but also it has an element of JonTron's theme.
Hana, that's a cute name.
Well, thank you. So how long have you had jocks? Trying to cross-examine the parrot? Wrong game. Oh, I don't know, I haven't actually. It might happen somewhere. There's 41 endings, apparently.
Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right?
Oh yeah, a couple people did the music for this, didn't they? What a weirdly high budget game. Yeah, 41 endings too. I'm not listening, said Jocks.
Yeah, well. I love him to death. I don't know what I'd do without him.
It seemed like life would be a lot easier without him, but who was I to say? We arrived at the brick building, a white sign surrounded by poppies declared to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall.
Which room are you in?
Room 206.
Really?
Seriously?
Yes?
That's my homeroom. We're in the same class.
Ethnic cleansing rant percent? So we'd have to take the JonTron route for that for sure, at least. John laughed and clasped me on the shoulder.
Wonderful. I guess we'll be seeing you more then, right?
Yeah.
Right! This is the best JonTron impression you've ever heard? Well, that's not great. There's definitely better impressions out there. Together we entered Poppy Hall. Alright, so we're now in a new type of hallway. This one is gray and dismal, with lots of metallic blue lockers. Poppy Hall was lined with fluorescent lights and Asagao blue lockers. The lack of students milling around in the hallway indicated we were a bit late. Now we're in a classroom. JonTron has arrived again. We ran up the stairs and made it to the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my throat. Thankfully, the teacher hadn't come yet. Gotta get a new John voice for take his fruit. Yeah, maybe. I'm actually not feeling bad so far. Instead, students clumped into tight pods and milled around the classroom, catching up on vacation news.
John.
Thank you so much for showing me to class, John.
See you later.
No problem. I'll see you around.
You're not actively looking? It used to be more common back in the day when people actually talked about JonTron for other reasons than ethnic cleansing. He waved and disappeared into the wriggling mass of students. I glanced around the room, looking for an empty seat.
Hana!
And there's Mai. Hana! Mai peeled herself out from between a cuddling couple. Huh. Well, there's some poly representation. Was that Jontron? Were you talking to Jontron? Yeah. Mai's eyes widened, and I couldn't help but feel a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. She got a smug expression on her face for this. When do you start getting harassed by these YouTubers? I think that's coming up. Jontron walked you to class? Oh my god. You have to tell me everything. Yeah, smug like that, exactly. Celestial Cage. Did he call you a slur? No. Well, okay, actually, that raises the question. Is this version of Jontron Japanese? Because this is Japan. For some reason, this game is set in Japan. Everyone else has Japanese names. She grabbed me by the wrist and pulled me to an empty desk in the back of the corner of the room, right next to the window. This is Japan, yes. At the very start, they talk about, like, looking at the beautiful trees of Japan or whatever. Place Japan as opposed to place. I saved you a seat. I slid in and took off my backpack, hooking it to the side of my desk. I was a little bit worried about the books inside here. Too heavy. I was a little bit worried the books inside were too heavy for my bag to handle. But so far it held up well. Oh yeah, ramen shops too. Sorry we got separated, by the way. It can get a little chaotic sometimes. So tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have peach fuzz? Is it rough? Wait, what? These are very important questions I'm asking. You need to answer them. Was his hair super silky, or did it have a roughness like a dog's coat? Do you hate this character? I imagine my voice isn't doing her favors. Before I could answer, the door to the front room slid open and a tall woman strolled in. The class went quiet and obediently slid into their seats. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing through my ears.
Class?
Miss Shizuka. Okay, this is like some sort of budget Persona MILF. Hold on. All right. Well, I guess I gotta do another voice for another female character. So that's rough. This is why games and representation don't mix. Good morning, class. The teacher's melodious voice swam through the room, calming the buzzing hive of students back from break. My shoulders relaxed and my fear ebbed away. I am your teacher, Shizuka Wakahisa. You may call me Miss Shizuka. The teacher and Mai are the same voice actor? Neat. Normalita boots. The emphasis she placed on the word led me to believe that being called Ms. wasn't a mistake that she would take lightly. That's MRS, by the way. So she's taken, fellas. Sorry. Some of you might have noticed that we have a new student this semester. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Nope, there was the fear again. Would you come up and introduce yourself? I nodded, stood and slowly walked to the front of the room, counting my steps to make sure I wouldn't fall. I faced the class, took a deep breath, and introduced myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. That's 3 familiar faces. There's like a very serious looking PBG, Shane from Did You Know Gaming, and JonTron. There was John, sitting with 2 other boys wearing Normal Boots Club jackets. Is the capture supposed to be stuck on a frame for like 20 minutes ago? There is no capture. The game crashes if I try and capture it, so there is just nothing. Those are just screenshots. One of the boys, the tallest one, okay, they're all the same height in this picture, was staring at me, the barest of frowns on his face. Okay, that could be PBG or Shane, because John is smirking. Something about him seemed really familiar. Wait. He was PBG, wasn't he? The other founder of the Normal Boots Club. Suddenly, all the strength left my knees. What should I do? Why was he frowning? Was it possible that I had already made a bad impression on him? You had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, what did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I swallowed. The faces of the class began to congeal, forming one giant blob. You moved from Amaririsu, right? I nodded and swallowed again. You still trying to comprehend how this game was unironic? Yeah, that's the thing. I am very anti-ironic dating sim parody, but this should have been an ironic dating sim parody. Like, this is just a dating sim with real people in it. A Game of the Year version with a Jason/Meatball sub-gamer route, that would save it. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and giving me a thumbs up. That's right. What would Maya do in this situation? Oh no. Yes. I just moved here.
My name is Hanami.
Wow, this is all voiced.
I transferred from Amaririsu Public High School. I'm really excited to be here.
Wow, this is all voiced.
I hope you'll all take good care of me.
Wow, this is Fire Emblem music basically. Wait, oh, this is... I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on. That line must have been written specifically to sound like it was translated from Japanese. I bowed my head to class and they clapped politely. When I looked up, PBG wasn't frowning. Why is he called PBG? Everyone else has names. But he still seemed oddly confused. Can we commission Zorofab to make Gigaboots fan art in this game's style? I mean, in theory, yes, but that would probably be pretty expensive to get all of them. But if any of you want to do it, go for it. Curses are always good. I support that. Maybe he always looked confused. Thank you. You may be seated. I returned to my seat, heaving a small sigh. The hardest part of the day was over. Shizuka began to talk about standard procedure for this semester, the rules for classes, when homework was due, that sort of thing. It was all very similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of movement caught my eye. PBG again. He has re-emerged. He has like the expression of like a confused dog. Like, you know when a dog gets like their furrowed brows and like looking at you like, why did you do this? That's what PBG looks like. I glanced at him and his head snapped back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued like that until finally the bell rang and it was time for... Oh, I accidentally clicked. Oh, said Mai. Mai stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Man, I hate the first day of class. Man, I hate the first day of class. It's always so boring. Hydrate? Wait, I will. It looks like the Doge wondering how watermelons get stolen. Weren't you looking forward to it this morning? Something about exciting things happening? Well, yeah, but it already did. You met Jontron, didn't you? Now I've got nothing left to look forward to. She sighed. And I was hoping to see Jared before class, too. She slouched and fell off the front of her desk. Fell across the front of my desk, sorry. It seemed like this would be happening a lot. Is Jared really that hot? Maya's head snapped back, her eyes flashing. What did you say? If you stare directly at him for too long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen.
What?
It is a line in the game. Posture check, my posture is fine, don't worry. I'm slouching a little bit to lean towards my mic to speak, but that's it. What? Anyways, let's head to lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh. I looked at my backpack. It held up well throughout the class, but I worried that if I didn't take some of my stuff out now, it might do some permanent damage to it. I couldn't exactly afford a new backpack. I need to put something in my locker first. But if we don't go now, they'll run out of sesame seed buns. Oh. That's okay. I'll go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Alright. I was so lucky to have someone like her as my roommate. Now we're out of class. Quick as I could, I went to the locker and emptied out some of my textbooks I didn't need. I smiled to myself. My introduction went well. Good thing Maya was there to give me the little boost of confidence, especially with PBG staring at me like that. Who cares about sesame buds? These people, I guess. Maybe I could ask her what was up with him when I met her in the cafeteria. It might just be how he was. Cheered, I went to the cafeteria. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people, searching for the now familiar sight of Mai's red hair. Oh, there's fist bump. Where is she? I couldn't see her anywhere, and there was almost no empty seats. All around me, students circled around each other, laughing and joking, sharing bites of food, and splitting the cost of sodas. Splitting the cost for sodas. At least with food, you can, like, split it apart. I don't know, I've always found the idea of sharing, like, a can of pop or something really gross. Suddenly, I felt very obvious and very alone. Isn't there anywhere I can sit? Just then, I spotted the table at the front of the room. Alone. Hey, it's Hidden Block. This is Brutal Moose. Finally, a good character. A lone boy sat at it, stabbing his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask to sit with him. ... Well, no wonder. He was eating his spaghetti with a spoon. Classic Brutal Moose. Always eating food with spoons, I guess. Well, no one... Oh, sorry. Wait a second. This guy was in my class, wasn't he? I saw him that morning at the front of the room. And he was wearing a jacket like the Normal Boots Club, but different. A gold and gray jacket with an 8-bit block on the front. It's not 8-bit. That's just the question mark block from Mario. It's not what... That's the worst understanding of 8-bit I've ever seen. Was he a member of another club? Or maybe he was friends with them?
Hey,
Hey, what?
Hana.
Hana, said Mai. She arrived. Oh, Mai. Mai appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up before returning to his spaghetti. Thank goodness I found you. I saved a table for you in the back. Oh. I looked at the boy and back at Mai. Come on. She grabbed my shoulder and rather forcefully pushed me to the back of the room. Hey, what's wrong?
Well,
You are so lucky. I got here when you... You are so lucky I got here when I did. That kid is Brutal Moose. His real name's Ian. He's from the Hidden Block Club.
The Hidden Block Club?
Yeah, the rival club to Normal Boots. He's really weird. I mean, see, like, this is really awkward because he's a real person.
She looks around her to make sure no one was listening in, but we were completely alone in our little corner of the cafeteria. The Hidden Block Club?
He speaks in Comic Sans.
Whoa!
Yeah, it'd be better to stay away from him, especially since you've already gotten to know some of the Normal Boots guys.
What are you talking about? I only just met John today.
uh-huh.
Yeah, right. I saw the way that PBG was staring at you. He totally likes you.
Really?
Really? Is that what you thought it was? Either Mai was blind, or she had a serious case of wishful thinking.
Oh, totally. It was so cute. I just like my favorite manga. You meet in high school, fall in love, and then you go off to fight aliens together.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Have some faith in yourself. That's totally what's happening. So now that you're in good with PBG, can you introduce me to Jared?
It is just like her Japanese animes, except the version that's pictures. Oh, was that what she was getting at? A hot flash of doubt seized me. Was it possible that Mai only liked me because I knew Jared? That couldn't be the case, though. She was so nice. She sure is. What a nice character. Still, looking at her shining and eager face, I couldn't talk myself out of the idea. I actually thought PBG didn't like me.
What?
What? Why would you think that?
Well,
He was glaring at me.
Man, you just...
Wow, why is she turning British? Wow, my voices might be falling apart.
Man, you just don't understand. It's a love triangle. A love triangle.
Wait, a triangle now?
I can see it.
Stars practically erupted from her eyes.
PBG, I can't.
But Hana...
But Hannah, I love you.
PBG.
Does this stream end when my voice is gone? I guess so.
But my maidenhood.
You're a big fan of the Japanese animes? Cool. There are a lot of good Japanese animes. Where are you going with this? I slammed my fork into the table. Mai looked pleased with herself. God, we've still only introduced 2 of the normal boots.
Okay, I'm just kidding. You're really cute when you blush. You almost match your hair.
That's not fair at all. The monkey ooks? It's, I forget what it's called. It's an instrument.
What's it called?
It's a standard, like, if you use like a general MIDI sound thing, it's one of the drums. Like in the drum sound font. I forget what it's called.
I beg to differ.
Still. Oops. I searched my mind, eager to change the subject. It's not a triangle. Sorry, I was young boy. That was an impressive scenario.
What?
What? No, it wasn't. I just made it up on the spot.
Mai laughed nervously.
Oh, so that girl who was talking to me when we got separated?
Mai told the story of her past friendship with this girl like it was an eternal arch nemesis. Like they were eternal arch nemesis. Apparently they had some bad blood. I nodded, choosing to take the time to relax. Before I knew it, we were finished eating. We got up and tossed our trays together. As I headed towards the door, though, Mai hesitated.
Hey, I forgot something back in the dorm.
Oh, need any help?
No, I'm totally okay. I'm just gonna go get it. I'll see you later, though, alright?
See you later.
Okay, see you in class. I waved and Mai sprinted off in the direction of the dorms. Alone again, I crossed my arms and headed to Poppy Hall. She turned to our Aunt Sona. Large groups of 7 or 8 people were laying in the sun, playing catch and eating lunch on the lawn. It looked like fun to have so many friends like that. I smiled. Maybe this new school really would be better than my last. Without students inside it, Poppy Hall looked like it was an abandoned hospital. I thought the last time she was there was abandoned too because they were late. Oh well. My footsteps echoed as I climbed the stairs to the 4th floor. There was nothing to do. I didn't even have a book to read. Oh no! Our choices are coming back to haunt us. I sighed. I should have brought it when I had the chance. Your choices had consequences. I stepped into the classroom and saw a flash of movement by the window. A boy sat on the windowsill. He jerked up when I came in. Oh, they're silhouetted, but I'm pretty sure this is just Shane. He was silhouetted by the afternoon sunshine. I couldn't quite tell who it was. Hello. I'm sorry, did I bother you? The boy looked down and shook his head, then crossed to the desk on the opposite side of the room. As he passed, I was able to see him clearly. Another Normal Boots jacket? This guy, he was Shane from the Normal Boots Club. How on earth does this keep happening to me? Not Shane Dawson, different Shane. Shane sat down at his desk, fidgeted with his hands a little, then turned to look at me. You're the new girl? I nodded. My name's Hannah. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, his full name is Shane Did You Know Gaming. He nodded. Shane. Silence filled the spaces between us. Panic built up inside me. This was my chance to get in with the Normal Boots Club, and I was blowing it. I sat down at my desk, fiddling with my hands. There was nothing for it. I had to try to make conversation. Shane looked at me, unsmiling. You're a part of the Normal Boots Club? Yes, I am. Why? He spoke as if it were a challenge, almost glaring at me. I didn't know that. about Mario Galaxy 2. That's neat. Oh, I just saw your jackets, so... I trailed off. The jackets are really cool.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Silence again. He seemed skeptical, as if he expected me to crawl out of my skin and reveal myself to be a large amphibious reptile. I had to do something. Who knew when another chance like this would come? But Shane didn't seem friendly. In fact, he seemed downright suspicious. He was sus. Surely he wasn't onto me already. Maybe it was better not to risk it. Try talking to him or give him space. Okay, guys. Another choice. This is important. The last one came back to bite us, so it's dangerous. Do we give Shane space? Or do we try talking to him? Talk? Okay. So, you play games then? Shane looked over at me. I've always been interested in video games, but I didn't get to play them much growing up. They're really expensive, and my dad couldn't afford them, so I used to go over to my friend's house to play there. Shane didn't respond. Now what? I was out of stuff to say. What did you play?
What?
What? Oh, Mario Kart. Wow. You blew the budget on that name right there. We'd go into battle mode on the triple deck. He would drive around by himself on the top level, and I'd try to booby trap the lowest level. There's a good spot next to the ramp. I'd wait there until my mum came racing down the ramp to find me. Then smash it with a red shell. Shane's angry red stare faded. He was smiling. Sort of. He made a whole room seem 10 shades brighter. Or maybe I was more relaxed. Ha ha ha! Your mum must have been mad. She was. But she always let me do it. Probably on purpose. Did your mum... Oh, here's a black-haired girl. A door slid open. Mimi and her friends, a couple of chattering girls, entered the classroom. They stopped and stared at me to... What? They stopped and stared at me to Shane. Oh, stared from me to Shane. It was clear they thought they were interrupting something, even though we were just sitting on opposite ends of the room. Sorry. No, it's fine. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy to be caught. If it wasn't happy they caught me talking to the Shane of the Normal Boots Club. The girls went to their desks and sat down. What were you? Shane was staring at me again, an odd, hurt look on his face. I immediately felt like I was caught doing something I wasn't supposed to do. Did he know what I was trying to do? But I mean, it wasn't like I didn't want to talk to him. He was an interesting guy. He knew gaming. It's not like I only talked to him because he was Normal Boots. But he turned, pulled out a notebook and some pens, and scribbled away, thoroughly ignoring me. The air was stuffy. I tugged at the collar of my shirt, sweating. The girls kept looking over at me over their shoulders as if they expected something. I smiled hesitantly at them. They smiled back, then started a conversation amongst themselves. Instead of among us, you might say. The atmosphere was broken. I heaved a sigh of relief. What was up with these Normal Boots guys? Yeah, what was up with these Normal Boots guys? John was really nice when I spoke to him, but PBG and Shane seemed to hate me. They were anything but normal. I waited for Mai to come to class, wanting desperately to tell her what happened. But then the bell rang and Miss Shizuka started teaching. Mai still hadn't come. Class came and went, the bell rang, and I was alone. PWG stared at me for the entirety of the class period, his face growing more and more menacing by the minute. How his face wasn't stuck in a permafrown, I would never know. Shane and John didn't bother talking to me as they left the classroom, and the other students paired up around me. Oh, I don't know what Kakusu's voice is. I didn't pay that much attention. God. How do people do this? There are people who like voice entire like super long streams. Oh man, I'm freezing up. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Hey, Mimi. Would you like to engage in casual discourse for the evening? Yeah, of course! Dot dot dot. But why are you talking like that? Dot dot dot. I gathered up my things and headed to the dorm. Oh, we're back in the pink dorm. With a sigh, I unlocked the door to my dorm room. As soon as the door opened, I heard...
Hana!
Ha!
What?
What? Hana and I lay in a heap on the floor. I'm so glad you're back. She wrapped her arms around my head and nuzzled me. It's been 2 days. What are you doing? Come, look. She got off me and helped me to my feet. Without Mai's face filling my vision, I saw that something had changed. Oh my goodness! The dorm room looked nothing like it had before. It looks exactly the same. But nothing has changed. The posters and fairy lights were still up, but now the room had light pink curtains, and on it that cast a warm haze around the room. The curtains are the same. A brand new white carpet was on the floor. There's no carpet. Pillows were piled high in a mountain on the top bunk of the bunk, but no, they're not. Did they have a new background here? Even our chairs had been replaced with new, cushy leather ones. I don't know about that. Hello everyone, I've been streaming Asagao Academy, except I can't get the visuals because it'll make the game crash. So, I'm just describing it as well as I can to you guys. What happened here? Said Hana. Sorry I didn't tell you, but I wanted to surprise you. I thought this would come yesterday, but it was delayed by a day. Mickey talk? Man, I can't do Mickey Mouse on demand. Oh gee, fellas! That kind of thing, I guess. The darkness in the heart of all worlds! That's what we need to deal with now, Sora! Uh-huh! I wanted to set it up as a big surprise. That's pretty fucking solid, thanks. I'm not done yet, though. She gestured through the small potted plants arranged in neat rows on her desk. Want to help?
Yeah.
Do I ever? We finished setting the room up, switching to a few objects here and there, in order to better facilitate the feng shui. Which Mai told me was excruciatingly important. She especially wanted to make sure our room was filled with reds and pinks and coupled items, though for what purpose I wasn't sure. We collapsed with heavy sighs on the floor, then heaved great big yawns. It's not even the end of the day yet, and I'm so tired. Me too. Wait. She shot up suddenly like a jolt. We should get some ice cream.
Really?
Ice cream? Really?
Yeah!
Yeah, something to celebrate us being roommates. The ice cream here on campus is genuinely good, I promise.
I don't know.
I don't know. And I'm paying. Well, if that's the case, you made an offer I can't refuse. Uh-huh. Oh, now I can't stop thinking about that. Thanks, guys. Sweet, let's go. The school shop was in a side building off the cafeteria, packed with instant noodles and giant bottles of soda. Students wandered the aisles aimlessly, clearly here more to spend time than money. Mai paid the cashier and we grabbed our ice cream cones, mine the one covered in sprinkles. Man, actually, there was this place, actually I think it's still there, but at one of the malls where I live, there's this place that has these ice cream bars that they make in front of you, and they will dip it into sprinkles or nuts while you wait, and it's pretty cool. I have lots of good childhood memories of getting that ice cream. Whoa, this is delicious!
Yeah!
Isn't it? We're so lucky to have such good food on campus. This place would be awful if it didn't. Where's the whipped cream going? Well, there's an ice cream bar. It doesn't have whipped cream. But I guess you could put it on top. I nodded and was about to respond when I noticed a commotion outside. Ooh, let's see what's going on. Mai grabbed my arm and dragged me outside. There, 3 boys wearing normal boots jackets were shouting at each other, each of their faces turning purple. This again?
What?
What are you talking about? Oh god, I have to do 3 voices. Okay, I don't know which one Paul is. Peace. Ed and Eddie voices. I didn't watch Ed and Eddie. Like I grew up watching Canadian TV shows. They're awful. I am clearly... No, I'm not doing that. If I just could get in the right headspace, I could do a French accent, but I have to get into a French headspace. You remember them being cool? Yeah, I haven't heard anything bad about the Continue guys. I imagine it was awkward because their success is pretty much down to JonTron shouting them out, but what are you gonna do, I guess? Oh man, I am not good at just coming up with voices. I am clearly the only one who possesses the proper masculine form. Alright, that's 1 voice down. Yeah, right, I'm taller than you and more attractive to boot.
Rum.
Come on, guys! Oh man, that's just by default. I can't change the voice though. Come on, guys! Can you not see these muscles? Nick pulled back the sleeve. I have to remember who's who now too. Fuck. Oh man. To flex his arm. These guys always go on about weird stuff like this. It's very energetic. Oh yeah? Josh got into the downward facing dog yoga pose and grinned. Look at this butt. Just look at this. Blowing your speakers out over here, sorry. Oh, I thought I had a thing set up to limit the thing. Oh well, I'll just destroy your speakers. What I don't get is, why don't they just ask Jared? Oh yeah? Paul kneeled low to the ground, then took off in a sprint, heading straight for us.
Yeah!
Check these out. A necessary sacrifice? Yes, I agree. He sprang into the air in a graceful ballerina's leap, spinning through the sky, and finally came straight for me. The screen faded black. When I opened my eyes, I was sprawled flat on the ground, covered in dirt. Something cold and wet oozed from the top of my blouse. Hannah, are you okay? I sat up. Chunks of ice cream fell from my blouse to my skirt. Ugh, what happened?
You ran into someone, you idiot!
My uniform! It's ruined! For a few seconds, silence. Then, snickers ripple around me like whining cicadas. My throat closed up, water stinging my eyes.
No.
Not this! Not again! I stood up, prepared to walk away with dignity, when the entirety of the Normal Boots Club suddenly appeared in front of my face.
What's up?
Oh god, this is like the test at the end of the exam. What happened here? Said Jonathan. Seriously? Tears slid down my face. No, not here. I didn't want to cry in front of them.
Hey.
Oh, okay, PBG voice. Huh. Hannah, you alright? I'm going home.
Hannah.
Hannah, wait. It's fine. I just want to be alone for now. It took all of my will not to run back to the dorm. Okay, they didn't show the entire Normal Boots Club. I'm safe. I immediately changed into my pajamas and jumped into my bed, reaching for my stuffed rabbit. What am I gonna do if this ends up just like last time? Mr. Bunny stared at me with his big, lifeless eyes. I squished him to my chest, losing myself in his soft fur. The door opened with a soft click.
Hannah.
Hannah, are you okay? I rolled over in my bed to face the wall, pretending to be asleep. Mai stood there in the center of the room for a while, looking at me. Finally, she sat down at her desk and began to work on something. The sound of her pencil scratching against the paper stilled my mind. I don't know how many hours passed, but eventually I fell asleep. Alright. I'm going to save it there. My voice is getting scratchy, but I think I still got to do Shadow the Hedgehog. I've got 2 of those built up in the back. Oh, so a lot has happened. I haven't been able to keep up with all the chat and stuff. Things have slowed down now, but we got a new stream boss by the looks of things, X-Dragon Knight. Unless they were like that before. I'm sorry, I'm bad at thinking. Alright.